Hey guys, it's Floral Friday, and today we're going to be working on a butterfly bush with the butterfly. This is called a budelia, I believe. Super easy, anyone can do this. We're going to use one brush. I have my Princeton long round Velvet Touch series brush. Super loose, easy to do butterfly. I'll have a link in my description box for how to draw a butterfly from a Mini Madness Monday tutorial that I had on butterflies. So check that out. Also, don't forget to check out my Patreon, where I have exclusive videos weekly there and PDF traceable downloads. So let's get started. Okay, to begin with, I'll go over my supplies. I have a piece of Arches 100% cotton cold pressed paper. This is 7 by 10 piece. Paper towels are down here. I'll be using my Princeton Velvet Touch number 8 long round brush. I have my water jars up here. Holbein watercolors. I have Peacock Blue, Quinacridone Magenta, Cadmium Yellow Deep, and Cadmium Green Deep. I just lightly sketched out like movement of where I want to put these budelia butterfly bushes. Just lightly put a line down here and one up here and over here, and then I slightly sketched in this little butterfly, monarch butterfly. I have a butterfly tutorial that's part of Mini Monday Madness that I will link to this tutorial, because I don't need to go over how to draw it, because I show you on that one how to draw it. So rather than go through all those steps. So this is really simple, really easy, loose, kind of like the lilac ones I've done. We're going to start by we're going to be painting with the green. And so the Cadmium Green Deep, I'm going to add a touch red to that, because it's just this bright green. I want to dull it down. So I'll add a teeny bit of magenta on the tip. See? And then I'll go back in and I'll add some yellow. Or you can just, see, then I made it brighter green again. Just keep playing with it. I'll add a little blue, a little more red. I'll get this like color that I'm looking for. It's kind of like this bright but deep green, if that makes any sense. There we go. And the stem, I could keep it green. I'm going to use a little brown though, so I'm going to mix some of this magenta with this green that I have here, and a little bit of this yellow. And I've got this nice brown. Clean up my brush. I'm going to get it a little bit wet, kind of like if you ever have sushi, just a loose wasabi kind of thing. And I'll put it on my brush. See, this belly is great and it has a nice tip. And I always like to dab it on my paper towel. So I'm going to start by pulling down the stem. It's going to go like here. And then I'll put one over here. Let's put one over here too. And then here. The leaves are super easy, especially with this brush. So I have my green color. Watch this. We're going to start from the stem and just go and out. Right? We're going to pull it up, over, and out. Up, over, and out. Just like that. We're going to use it to our advantage. And see how it's not completely filled in here? I like that. I like the looseness and the freeness of like the unfinished leaf. There we go again. Do some more like this. We're just using the brush to our advantage. We're just going to take the tip, touch the stem, push it down, pull it up, pull it back out. Cross over on these ones. So you get these really simple leaves, really loose. Some of these brushes work to your advantage. See, I'm going to go on both sides of the stems that I created. It's a little chaotic looking right now, but that's cool. Let's move on we'll come back to the leaves. I might actually grab a little more. Like another one, grab some of this brown and mix it with that. I'm constantly mixing the other colors with the colors. See, and then you can go like that. And that's just a different color green. Kind of like that. See how crazy, and you could go over the stem too if you wanted a little more greens instead of brown. You know, depends on how you want it to look. Put some down here too. Those bushes are crazy. I have a friend who has a really wild one. All right, we're gonna clean up our brush. And this is where we're gonna have fun. So, I'm gonna mix up the Peacock Blue with the magenta. And depending on how much magenta or how much blue you have, you get the certain kind of purple. You could have a bluish purple. It's a mixture. These bushes are like lilac. They have some pink tones to it. They have some blue tones to it. You know, play around with it. I grab it and put the pinkish purple down in here. So I have them both ready to go. You want them fairly loose. See how loose that watercolor is? All right, we're gonna clean up our brush. And it's just like this pointy, kind of like a lilac. So I'm just gonna take some water and I'm gonna put it down loosely. You can see a little bit of the tone, the purplish tone, in that shape. And then I'm gonna fill in, just dab in some color. So I'll take this color here. I'm just gonna tap it in. I might want to get a little looser so it's lighter. I'm just going to tap this color in, tap this color in. Just play around with that. You can also see it's not really moving much, so it's got these little spider veins. You just kind of push it around. Just take your brush and push it around. See, I'm just pushing it around, pushing that color around. And then do some little taps out here, little loose ones. Just push that color around. And then loosen the outside edge, see? Just tapping it like this. It's really simple. You can do this. I know some people have a really hard time with being loose. But this just, you get out of your head and just play around. And just moving this, see, I'm just moving this brush around like crazy. And that's how you make that little spray. We'll do another one up here where see I have the loose color of that purple, so you can kind of see where it's going to go. And again, I'm going to just tap in color. La 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 la. You're supposed to have fun. Don't be so serious. You can do serious watercolor if you want. That's not what I'm about. I've done some serious tutorials. Life is serious enough, especially right now. And God knows we don't need any more seriousness. So we want to have fun. Floral Friday fun. See, I'm just tapping these colors in. If I want them a little bluish, tap some more blue in there. Play around. Just using that tip. Tap out. Grab some of this color here. Tap in some just color, like, see, I'm just tapping. Tap, 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 tap. Really simple. You can also get it even more loose. Take off the color of your paint brush. Get some water on your brush and just go next to it. See, I show you that in some of the florals. And then take it and I dab it on the paper towel. But you're just really getting it loose, like it's almost like it's vanishing into thin air. Kind of fun thing to do. You can meet up with each other like that. And if you're not liking that so much, well, you got your trusty paper towel and you just go over there and like take away that fadiness. But it's kind of fun, right? To make it fade like that. Again, we'll put some more of those smaller ones down here and under over in here. I'm just going to be tapping in color. You can do as many of these as you like because this particular bush is just wild. It grows. It's huge and ginormous, and those butterflies and hummingbirds are all around it. See, again, just tapping the brush around, tap, 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 tap. Having fun. This is such a beginner, easy thing to do. I'm telling you guys, don't tell me you can't do this. And pretty. And add more stems if you want. Like, I just kind of go as I paint as I go. Sometimes I have a plan, but sometimes I don't. And I like the ones when I don't have a plan. I'm trying to be careful around this leaf because I don't want to go over the purple, the green leaf. And I'm making those little haphazard taps out here. And I can go back in and add those again out in here. Little tap taps. When it gets dry, we'll add a few like realistic type of blooms of the actual petals of these flowers. Like, like lilac has like a 4 or 5 petal, teeny little flowers all together. So I'm just tapping that in. This is a lot of fun. Fun on a Friday. See, I'm tapping more darker color in here. I don't want it to be serious on a Friday. Friday is the day you think about, although there's a very famous entrepreneur / social media guy / media guy named Gary Vaynerchuk who says, if you live for Fridays, your bleep is broken. Meaning you should be doing stuff in your life where every day is great and not only have to wait till Friday to enjoy your life. So, the job you're doing, the work. If you hate what you do for work, your stuff is broken. And obviously, if you have children and a family to feed and things like that, and he talks about working towards a goal to get to where you want to be. I used to moonlight on the side to get where I need to be, working a full-time job before I had kids, in the corporate world of design, but still it was corporate world. So then at this point, right, wild and crazy, let's get some tapping of splattering. Now, here, I'll go like this. Tap the brush on the other brush, just a little bit, not too much. You want it loose enough that you can do this, but not super loose, that it's all over the place and it's mayhem. Just keep mixing up more pinks and purples. I love the splatter. There's nothing more fun than splattering paint. I don't know why. Am I right? You can get crazy out of control with it. You can go in and grab some of this green too. Splatter that green. Not too much. It's getting out of control now. While that's drying, I'm going to remove this brown color. Say goodbye, Mr. Brown. Adios, amigos. We're going to paint the butterfly, and I'm going to make a monarch butterfly, which is basically like yellows and oranges. So we have our yellow here, really bright. We'll grab that magenta, and voila, it's orange. Get it really loose. Okay, I drew the butterfly in over here, and it's mostly outlined in black, but the middle part is orangey red. So I'll put some of the orange in here. It might be a little too light. I'll have to add in the layer. And this guy's just going to be hanging out. Just fill this in. Like I said, it's so simple to draw a butterfly. I have that tutorial. I'm going to grab a little more of the magenta to make it red. I can tap in some red. Reddish orange. Just a little bit up here. I've seen a few of these this summer, not too many of them. Our area has a lot of drought right now, so things are dying, which is not great. I have to water my vegetable garden. and my flowers on my deck, but the grass is burned, everything's burned. So I'm just filling in this color here, and I'm gonna wait till that dries, and I'm gonna go in and add the black outlines and whatnot. A little brown in here. When that's dry. It's going to be kind of a bright one. Just playing around, putting in orange and yellow. A little brown on the side. Doesn't want to cooperate, huh? Don't want to play with brown. There we go. Goodness. Okay. This is still damp. Let's try it. We're gonna get our purple color here. I'll dab it on paper towel. Let's see if we can make some petals without it bleeding. Ah, it's still bleeding. So I think we're gonna have to dry it and then come back and then make the little petals, because it's still just bleeding too much. You're bleeding, don't bleed. Although this one isn't, so let's try this one. So we're just going to make those little 4 petals. It's still bleeding, yeah. It's not going to cooperate. Not too bad though on the bottom part. So I'll zoom in and show you. Just put some 4 petal flowers. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like we do with the lilacs. Not everywhere, just, you know, maybe towards the bottom, maybe towards the edge. Grab some of this pink. It's just small, little dainty flowers. Same thing over here. When it starts to dry, I'll just put the little petals. Will dry less if it's less water on the paint, but it's still kind of bleeding a little bit over here. Excuse me. But you get the idea. You just put in some of them sporadically. You can put a cluster of them in the bottom or on the side. So you're seeing like the petals of the actual little flower. This one on the bottom really dried, so you can do that. You don't want it too dark though. So we're just doing these simple 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 petals. Kind of like roundish little petals. And you don't need to do everywhere. Like this one's kind of bled, but and get them a little faint too. Like take off some of the color. That's a little too dark. This one's dry, so you can really work with this one. So you can go back on top of the really loose dabbed watercolor and then add in the nice, pretty, simple little petal flowers, and that will just give it a whole nother dimension. So now that this part's dry up here, I can do that. So you can spend a lot of time just filling in this all in if you wanted to do that, or just like here I'm going to go back in and just dab in some color. I don't want it to be so serious. I want it to be looser. So I'm going to just go in here and just add color like this. And I like the loose feel of it. Playing around with adding more color. Just, here I go and say it again, dabbing. Just dabbing the color. Oops, that's a little too zoomed in. Alright, so the monarch should be dry. So then we do the orange. We take black. I can mix all the colors and make black, but there's no point in doing that. just grab your black. And they're like an outline. So you kind of go in the outline of that color. And then you have another one out here. Oh, it's bleeding a little bit. Maybe I should have waited. It's still a little damp. Do his body, which is basically a black head, and the body, pull it down. And do the little teeny antlers. So you're going to want to wait till this dries. I'll do the outside part. Just like a webby, you know, don't have to be perfect. These little web, little lines. Put another one back here, like the back. Just showing some white spots and then filling it in with black. Just like that. And the other edge. This is just a very loose looking monarch butterfly. Still damp. All right, I'm going to dry that and come back. Okay, so I dried the image so I can go back in with the black without it bleeding too much. Do you see the tip of the paintbrush? And just doing this line here, going in here and then connecting it. And then same thing out here. So you have that monarch butterfly look. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's pretty simple actually. Just fill in the color with orange, orangey red, and then do the outline with black, and then do these little spidery kind of lines, and it looks just like a monarch butterfly. So here we're going to just tweak in, we're going to add some, create some more greenery. Just going to tweak up the greenery a little bit. Oop, that made it too dark. I blew it. It's okay. Go add some blue. And some more yellow. Okay. Just going to go back in and maybe add some veins to the little loose leaves, or add some darker tones towards the stem. I'm going to play around with the color tones with these leaves, especially up towards the flower. And you can add in more if you want. You want a variety of color and tone. You see how simple those leaves were to make? So I know you guys can do this. It's very simple, easy, and fun. Something relaxing to do on a Friday. So if you have any questions, don't forget to leave them in the comment section. Don't forget to check out my Patreon with exclusive tutorials and PDFs, traceable downloads over there. I'm adding new stuff weekly, which is, I think, a great deal, because I'm probably like one of the few who do that. Some people just add them monthly. I'm adding them weekly, which is a lot. So please go check that out. Those are only exclusive to Patreon. They will not be on the YouTube. And I do stick on some of the ad-free YouTube videos on there too. Some of the more popular ones. I think if I put too many in there, it's going to cloud up all the other stuff, so I'm not going to do that. So I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. Thanks so much for stopping by. Have a fantastic weekend. Just have fun with it, relax, and enjoy. Take care. I'll speak to you soon.